Hello, investors. This is Connor Bates, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Tuesday, June 17th, 4:56 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. Market state, we are still in an uptrend since those subsequent follow-through days on the 22nd and 23rd. If we take a look at the GROTECTION gauge over here on the right side of the screen, market leaders still green arrow. Short term, we remain above the 21 EMA, 38 days above that. Medium term, above the 50-day, and that continues to hook back up. And then long term, we are above the 200-day moving average as well, still looking for that to hook back up a little bit more. What happened today? Day five of the consolidation in the market, and that's on the heels of the Israel and Iran conflict, potentially US getting involved. A lot of news flowing right now, so that's just something to be aware of. 21 over 21 list was down 0.28%, 9 green, 1 neutral, 11 red. CoreWeave was the highlight on that today, up 8.5%. Turbo 12 down 2.82%, 4 green, 8 red. Big 8 down 1.02%. RG8 down about a percent. S&P 500 down 0.84. RSP down 0.96. QQQ down 0.98%. Equate down 1.08. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 0.74%. Mid caps down 0.87. Russell 2000 down 1.05. 60/40 stock and bond down 0.48%. Flagship portfolio GROTECTION down 0.88%, and TurboTection down 1.52% on the day. Let's get into interest correlation. And we'll start with chart of the S&P 500. And, overall, things still look healthy, just trending up. Although, do kind of want to note momentum is slowing down slightly. We've seen that in some of the leaders and the market just lacking that follow through. 6,000 is a big level, kind of just meandering around there right now. But again, as long as we're above the 21, risk on. But again, a little bit of momentum slowing, but nothing to be overly concerned about. We are still in an uptrend. RSP sitting right at the 221 day. Again, good representation, just lack of follow through. Potentially starting to might pull back a little bit more, see if it holds going into tomorrow. Qs again kind of stalling at these highs, haven't broken out into all-time highs, but again, very big move off the lows and closing right around the 8 EMA today, 21, still above the 21 day as well. Mag 7 just kind of consolidating in this flag and this cut base. Dow Jones Industrial Average closing back below the 821 and 200 day, still above the 50. That's continues to kind of slope back up. Mid caps closing below the 200 day after this rejection last week and just kind of, forming this little flag wedge here. Russell 2000 sitting right at the 21 day after rejecting the 200 day last week. And again, maybe this starts to hook back up and bring some more positive breath into the market. ARC continuing higher, but again, a little bit short term extended, putting a bit of a reversal bar today. And leaders FFTY just tight day, riding up the 8 and 21. VIX with some more Middle East, Israel, Iran headlines coming up. VIX caught a bid today, 21.6, up decent amount on the day, and this is something to watch on. To watch if VIX, starts a bid here, that could coincide with the market pulling back. The dollar trying to put a hammer here at the lows. Again, the dollar has been very weak all year, and that's why commodities, international, they've seen some strength this year. Gold consolidating in this base. This looks pretty good. And again, if the Israel-Iran conflict escalates, this could see a breakout as gold tends to be a safe haven trade at times. GDX, gold stocks, again, consolidating right at the highs, looks pretty good. Silver been showing relative strength versus gold as of lately, and that is a huge character change, something that we haven't seen in quite some time. And so this is on our radar as well. Huge base breakout, again, rotation into commodities, precious metals, and you can see here on the weekly chart. Bitcoin, a little bit of weakness today, down 3.7%, closing below the 21. Just, tried to break out twice through the 61.75 pivot, failed, but again, looks fine. Just kind of consolidating after the big move off the lows. Bonds coming back into the 200-day TLT as well, trying to form a floor down here. Coincides with the rates starting to roll back over as well, and the TNX as well, sitting right at the 50-day. Alrighty, that's the interasset correlation. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. News front, just monitoring the Israel and Iran situation. FOMC is at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and then the presser is at 2:30, and then Thursday the market is closed for the Juneteenth and then full day on Friday. You have big options expiration that day as well. Today's keys, S&P versus the 21, holding above that. Same with the Qs. And then Russell below the 200-day, but sitting right at the 21. And going into Wednesday, we're going to be watching the same exact things. Day count, day 5 of this consolidation. We close right at the 8. So, 2 days above there, 38 days above the 21. Let's see, sectors wise, it was all oil, commodities today, natural gas, oil, energy, silver, weakness, Bitcoin, airlines, builders, uranium. GROTECTION today bought CoreWeave and TEM and then added on to GEV, 1.47 RVAB, minus 4.10% open heat. TurboTection today bought CoreWeave and NBIS and then added on to HIMS, 2.35 beta, 5.45% open heat. Bottom line, 5-day consolidation despite Israel and Iran conflict. Let's get in some charts of interest. Alrighty, start with the trades today. Protection and TurboTection. um, Bought some CoreWeave today, and again, this is just a high tight flag, huge 200% move off this IPO breakout, and then formed a multi-week flag. The depth of this was never more than 20%, and this cracked the downtrend line today and closed at the highs, up 8.47% on a day when the NASDAQ was down nearly 1%. So that screams relative strength, beach ball underwater. Of course, this stock is a tad bit extended, but again, it put in consolidation here. It's in theme, it's super liquid, it has huge volume, and no reason not to try it. So, really good action here, great close. And then let's see, GROTECTION took a starter in 10, pulling back to the 8, trying to put a hammer, see if it can reclaim 72 area tomorrow. And then also GROTECTION added to GEV. Again, nice bounce off the 21 and now forming a nice little flag here under that 500 psychological level. TurboTection, already mentioned CoreWeave, Nebus. This one had this big move off this huge price target last week. It was an $82 price target, and this one put a multi-day pullback flagging here. See if this can break out tomorrow, 50.87, and that 50 levels pivots potentially add on to this one, but good risk reward on this one today. And then HIMS. TurboTection, we have a position here from $30 and added on that earnings day, in the 40-50 area. And then now we added on to this one again, continue to build higher lows here off the 21 day, and then coming against this downtrend line in the 60 level. So this one looks good. Again, love the story here. Super explosive earnings and sales, nice theme, good chart setup. And, like that saying, water the flowers, cut the weeds, and that's why we added on to this one today with a stop at the 21 day. All right, let's take a look at the 21 over 21 list from leaders. Core, we've covered this one. Yeah, just that this chart looks phenomenal. EQT. So we've been watching these for a while, and what our commentary on them was they're just lacking relative strength. And then obviously the war headlines picked up, and these natural gas oil stocks tend to do well, and this one finally started to break out, so we'll see if it continues. But again, nice base breakout there. Net, this one pulled back to the 21 day last week, got bought up. This one looks good. Obviously it's been extended, but again, this is just another leader that's holding up extremely well and no give back whatsoever. Spotify just continuing to trend up the right side, making new highs today. Zscaler, another just monster stock. Cybersecurity, still one of the best sectors, holding up extremely well. Pretty extended, but again, it's not pulling back. Credo, this one looks good. Some volatility after the earnings undercut the gap day lows, reclaimed it coming back up. And, a lot of the networking and semiconductors stocks, cloud computing, CoreWeave are acting really well. And if semiconductors continue to act well, the market is likely to stay strong. Light, this is another one. After that earnings, trending up the right side, good action. VST, another one in the utility electric power sector, acting really well, trending up the right side. Cover GEV, cover GDX, NVIDIA, super tight day today, not bearish whatsoever. 153's previous all-time highs, but again, the way this is acting, this looks like it wants to potentially make a trip back to all-time highs. Again, not as explosive as it was in 2023 to 2024, as so many funds own it. It's slowed down, but again, the story's still there, still growing their sales and earnings. Very impressive for a huge company like Nvidia. But again, this is your tell for the semiconductor stocks. Axon, another one that's just been phenomenal action after that earnings gap, consolidating at the highs. PWR, another one for the AI data center rollout and the construction theme, rejected these previous all-time highs. Maybe this one starts to handle, look good. HIMS covered that. Vive, again, another one after this earnings gap, consolidating at the highs quite nicely. DoorDash just trending up the right side. Palantir again, not much give back with the war heating up. This one, has that defense angle, so this one's, has been bid off that as well. Robinhood, no give back either whatsoever. Just hanging out at the highs, extremely strong. Tempest, nice bounce off the 8. Bitcoin trying to hold around the 21. And then Nebus, again, really like this flag going into tomorrow. See if this can take out 5087 and that 50 spot. Again, this one again fits the theme of these IPOs having super strong moves. That's just been underlying theme of the market. That's 21 over 21 list. Let's take a look at the Turbo 12 KTOS. This is a smaller aerospace and defense stock, but what a move. We've been seeing some of the military stocks get bid up as well as a result of Israel and Iran. But again, new highs on this one, short term extended. But again, pullbacks could be an opportunity on this one. MP, this is in that rare earth mining theme. This one's getting a stampede of volume the last couple days and 4 days up on huge volume, breaking out through this 30 bait pivot spot. And again, lots of volume, really strong move here. LEU, this is another one. We own this in TurboTection. This is part of the nuclear theme. Super tight inside day, extended, but this one is not giving up much. Really good action there. GH forming a flag here on the right side of the space. Oddity sitting right at the 21 day. This had that harsh gap down, got bought up, and another one, so maybe it follows suit. Sezzle, one of the best earnings reactions of this season. Just continuing higher, ride the trend. TMDX starting to break the 8. See if this could find some buyers at the 21. Dave's closed right at the 21. HSAI ugly day closing back below the 21. Qubit tight inside day on this one. Still, doesn't have the best fundamentals, but this trades quite a bit of volume and it's been one of the leaders on a relative basis for quantum stocks. SMR outside reversal down 7.65% on the day. We also own this in TurboTection, but again, still above the 8, just got short-term extended. Lemonade, ugly day today, down 10% on above average volume, but still closed above the 21. So we'll see how this reacts into the rest of the week. And I just want to bring up semiconductors, looks good, holding above the 200 day. Another one I like is Avgo. This one's forming a flag right below this previous left side high. This one looks good. And then, some names have came back from the dead. You have Micron mean, what a move after getting back above the 200 day. This one could be on watch for pullback. ARM, this one got moving today as well, up 1.9% on the day, looking pretty good. KLAC, this is another one all the way back into highs. I mean, really nice move on this one. ASML, another one potentially higher low set up here off the 21. So again, semiconductors are always a good proxy for the market. And when they're strong, the market tends to be strong. And again, we'll take a look at a cybersecurity stock too. RBRK, this one had 3 days of harsh selling and close back below the 21. But again, this one looks like it just needs a little bit more time. It had a super strong move. And look at a name like Roblox, complete lockout move, just never even closed below the 8 this whole run up. So again, that just shows you there's quite a lot of leaders acting pretty well. And that's why the green arrow continues. Although, some momentum has stalled a little bit, not seeing that explosive fall through that we saw, back here after the fall through days. So again, that's something to be aware of, gauging the traction of your recent trades that can tell you a lot about the current market health. But again, until the trend changes, we are going to lean bullish as always. So, um, yeah, big day tomorrow with FOMC and the presser at 2:30, and then market closed on Thursday. So I think that is everything I got for today. That is going to wrap it. As always, like to hear from you guys. You can reach out. My email is connor@revereasset.com, or you can find me on Twitter at ConnorJBates_. Phone is 855 Real Wealth, 855-732-5932. And if you're ever interested in becoming a client, as always, please reach out. Thank you guys for watching and have a great night.